Welcome to Plitvice Lakes National Park in Croatia. We are basing ourselves in Korana for 2 nights while we explore this beautiful area of Croatia, so stay tuned while we take you along. We have picked up our little snazzy rental car and we're on our way to Kurana, which is near the Plitvice Lakes National Park, and that's where we're staying for 2 nights. It's about a 3-hour drive and we've chosen to go the route without toll roads. It was only like an extra 20 or 30 minutes and we're not in a rush, so we were like, oh, we'll just do that. So far so good. The scenes are beautiful. We are about an hour and a half into our drive to Kurana. We've just pulled over to have some lunch. Because we're both feeling a bit peckish. It is almost 1 o'clock and we're expected to get there, just before 3.
Shara's now driving.
It's my first time driving since September and we are now at the end of July.
Tell you what, we are scared for our lives.
No, we are not.
We are.
It's just so odd driving on the other side of the road and on the other side of the car. Like I genuinely I genuinely feel like I'm driving a bus. We have just arrived at our little apartment in Korana. It's in such a good location right along the river, so we're going to go for a swim later on. You can swim anywhere through the river, which is so good. This is our cute as little apartment. We've got the bed, which looks very cozy. We've also got a little kitchen here, which is super ideal because we are very isolated here, so we're going to head to the supermarket in a moment and grab some stuff to do all of our meals, which will be so good. And then we have the bathroom, which is also very nice. And this place only costs 60 euros a night, which for what you get is really good value in my opinion. And we'll show you around later, but it's in such a beautiful spot. Like the river is just so beautiful. So we can't wait to go for a swim.
So future us, we're currently in Mostar, so stay tuned for that video.
We just wanted to pop in here because we have an update on how we feel about our stay in Kurana.
So the accommodation itself, we kind of from the start said it was pretty nice, recommended it. It is very cute and the location of it is great right along the river that goes through there, so that's all lovely. But the actual accommodation itself is pretty worn out, I'd say. They almost looks like they partially tried to do renovations and it's not great. And the main issue being that there is just no aircon and it's like being in a wooden sauna. So the sleeping there was pretty horrendous. So overall, maybe we wouldn't recommend staying there as it was not the most enjoyable stay.
There are definitely lots of better options in a similar location because the location was great, but yeah, search around, there's lots of guest houses, but definitely recommend picking one with air conditioning if you go in the summer because I thought it would be okay, but it was really hot in there, so definitely need air conditioning. We've just come down to this little spot by the river where we can go for a swim. The water is so clear and so blue. It's so inviting. I'm sure it'll be nice and refreshing as well.
This is another one of the main sort of swimming holes here. The water is just unreal how clear it is. Not too sure how warm it's going to be, so we're going to have to test that out. Shazla is about to jump into this paddling pond. 3, 2, 1. Jesus. Fuck yeah. This is our little cabin that we're staying in. Got the watering hole right outside and just 10 steps out the front door and you've got this crystal clear water which we've just had a swim in.
We have just made ourselves some dinner. Now the supermarkets here don't really rate them. Like the only meat we could find was the cevapi, which is like a Bosnian / Balkan meat sausage sort of vibe. So we just got that and made it into little burgers because we were feeling like something sort of substantial. But to be honest, they look really good. Jack's got 3 burgers and we've just come and sit by the river and look how beautiful it is. Like it's just the clarity of that water is insane. It's so peaceful here, so quiet. We have just arrived at the Plitvice Lakes National Park car park area. We booked the 8 o'clock time slot for our ticket entry into the park, because it is best to come as early as possible. Also to get a car park, because obviously once it's full, it's kind of annoying. I don't really know what you would do.
Already quite busy.
Yeah, there is still quite a few people here already, but a lot of people also come here like from day trips from other parts of Croatia. So by getting here around 8 o'clock, you definitely get here before those crowds and like all the bus tours and stuff. So for that, it's really good. The parking is €2 an hour, so it's not too bad, I guess. We don't know how long we'll be here for, maybe like 4 or 5 hours, but we'll see. We just ordered a little coffee because Jack unfortunately didn't have much sleep last night because there's no air conditioning in our room, so he couldn't sleep. I got a little bit of sleep. We ordered a large cappuccino, and this is the large cappuccino. It's so small. I was like, is that a large? Because she just said cappuccino, and I was like, is that a large? She was like, yeah, and I was like, okay, all right then. I mean, I didn't realise until last night when I was like looking at the park maps here as well, because it's a very big park, so you definitely want to be organised, but they actually have like different routes already planned that you can take, which is super ideal. So you can just look at all the maps and how long it takes, how many kilometres of walking you'll be doing, and you can pick one based off that. So we're doing route C, which I think is the most common one.
About 8 kilometres.
It's 8 kilometres of walking, so it's not that bad, but it includes both the bottom and the top part of the lakes. So you basically get to see everything, and you also get to hop on a little boat ride, which will be really fun, and then it takes you all the way back to the entrance on a little shuttle bus, which is also super ideal.
Look how unreal this water is. Literally looks like Gatorade. A lot of the walkway here, it's all like wooden slats, so you do have to watch your footing a little bit, and it's not the widest. It's a bit cranky, so just watch out. The path does pretty much just run one way the whole way around, so you're never really going against any oncoming traffic then, so to speak. Insane this view is. The water is just dead still. Stunning. Definitely some of the clearest water we've ever seen.
It's actually nuts.
It's unreal. So you've just reached the point where you get the boat across the lake if you're doing Route C, and it's already pretty busy, and we came very early in the morning.
Couldn't imagine what this would be like.
Yeah, during midday. Yeah. I can imagine this queue would only be much, much bigger. It is getting very warm now. It's just gone 10 AM, and it is super tempting to just jump in this water right now, but unfortunately, you're not allowed, because that would be rather refreshing. But just look how clear this is. Hope you can see it without too much glare. It's just crazy. There is a crazy amount of waterfalls throughout this whole park.
The entrance tickets for the national park are €40 per person in high season, and high season is from the beginning of June until the end of September, so it certainly isn't cheap, but it is a really big park and you could spend the whole day here, and it's honestly so beautiful that I think it's worth it. The ticket also includes a little bus which takes you over one of the big lakes, and there's also like a scenic train which you can get on as well, and that's also part of your ticket, so it helps you finish your loop without walking forever and ever.
This is our spot that we've stopped off at to have a bite to eat with the giant baguette that Shah made last night. Definitely recommend making some packed lunches because it is quite a full-on morning or day.
And there is like food stops, but maybe like every couple of hours while you're walking there's food and toilet
Yeah, there's
stops.
food and toilet stops.
But you don't know when they're going to come up, and yeah, I just think it's better to be prepared.
Yeah. So just pack a bit of food, keep you going throughout the day, and lots of water, especially during the summer because it's about 30 odd degrees and it is very warm.
This view from up here is pretty crazy.
We're just over some 3 hours into our walk now, and for the most part it's actually a pretty enjoyable walk. There's no real crazy hiking that's being needed. Like an 8-kilometre walk does seem a little bit daunting, but it's really quite easy, quite enjoyable, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Even though it's peak summer right now, it's also not too bad and too hot because there is quite a lot of shade everywhere from all the, well, you're basically in a big forest, so half of it I'd say is in the shade at least.
So we have finished up our time at the Plitvice Lakes National Park. We were there for about 5 hours. The track that we did estimated 4 to 6 hours. We walk really fast, but we did also stop a lot to take photos. We also stopped to have lunch, and then we ended up walking back down at the beginning to the big waterfall because we missed that at the start, which was very silly. So we could have done it in like way less time, obviously.
Yeah, it included waiting for the bus and stuff.
Yeah, waiting for the boats and the buses, yeah. So I guess their estimate is very accurate, especially because most people will stop and take photos and stop and have lunch and stuff like that. So just as a guideline, Route C is probably going to take you around that amount of time. And in general, we definitely don't think it's overrated. It was so beautiful, and definitely go early if you come. Like
It got so busy when we were leaving.
Yeah, like try and stay in the area so you can just drive like a short drive to get there for 8 in the morning or something, because when we went back down to the waterfall at 1 o'clock, it was so packed. And it's too hot as well.
Sardines waddling down the fucking...
Yeah, so definitely go early, and it is expensive, but like I guess it's just one of those things, and it does include like the little boat ride and the buses and stuff, which makes it more worth it, but in general it's definitely worth it.
Including our 5 hours of parking, it totaled to be 92.
Yeah, 92. So definitely not cheap, but for the experience it's worth it.
We just got back to our accommodation, and we're now heading back down to one of the watering holes for a lovely freshen up in this scorching heat.
We're so sweaty and sticky from walking all day, so we're very excited to jump in cold fresh water for a little swim. It's just so refreshing and you feel so good afterwards.
So refreshing. How good.